I'm just scrolling through things going on Twitter, and right now there's a lot of people commenting on Phil Mickelson. Phil Mickelson is a guy who has been loathed by fans. I never liked him. I remember I was not a fan of Phil Mickelson. I'm trying to remember which year I watched him have the meltdown on one of the PGA's majors. I want to say it was the U.S. Open then too, but he came in with a lead and he went out way off. But here's the thing. So he hits the ball past the hole and decides he doesn't want to see it roll off the green. And before it stopped rolling, might have rolled right onto the bloody parking lot. He hits the ball past the hole and he takes the true two-stroke penalty. And, you know, I don't necessarily blame him. He ended up with a 10 on that hole. He wasn't winning the tournament anyways. Here's my problem. So at the time, if you look at the scoreboard, if you see, and you're going to see this is going to be all over the sports. There's one guy that's under par, and everybody else is par or over. And the cutoff yesterday was +8. And here's what I've never understood. So the U.S. Open is difficult. I get that. But it's always so bloody difficult. I'm trying to remember which year it was. And I mean, I don't follow golf like I used to, but where they had it on a links course. And a links course means either you're on the fairway or you're in the desert. You're in the ocean. You're fighting with wolves to get your ball back. Like, honestly, it's so stupid. I don't understand it. It would be like, to me, it's like if the Stanley Cup final was played in hockey and the ice had ridges in it, so that you have to skate up and over all these ridges, and they're like, well, we had to make it more difficult because it's the championship. The U.S. Open is always impossibly difficult. And when I'm watching guys hit the ball and they hit it well, and they miss the hole by an inch, and then it rolls 40 feet away, might roll right off the green, right back to where he ended up. It happened to Justin Spieth yesterday. What the hell? Like, I get it. There's one guy under par and he should be commended for that. Fine. But short of running landmines, they've got everything on this course that's going to screw a guy up. That's possible. And it's just... And again, when I'm watching these highlights and I'm watching a ball just barely miss the hole, and then it's way past, and they're like, he missed that shot. He ended up double bogeying. Wait, that was a shot for birdie. How did he do? Oh, because the next one barely missed the hole, and it ends up 30 yards the other way. It's one of the reasons that I stopped watching the U.S. Open, and eventually I was done with golf. Eventually I was like, I'm done, because to me it's more luck than anything else. It is, because if you miss a shot by an inch to the left, to the right, I can understand the ball rolling. I'm not saying that greens should be perfectly level, and I am not saying that there shouldn't be some penalty for missing the hole, because there should be. But in the U.S. Open, it's just impossible. It's kind of ridiculous, and it just seems like they try really hard. And then what drives me nuts is when they have a round where everybody's over par, so the best score of the day is 3 or 4 over par. So they move the holes for the next day. They move their positioning on the greens to make it easier the next day. And it's like, so you guys are admitting the course was too hard the first round or second round or whatever round? Yeah, it kind of drives me nuts. And then, you know, you'll see like a tough course and then the weather turns on them, and it's just, it doesn't feel to me like they're necessarily getting the best golfer to win it. So Phil Mickelson, thank you for doing what I think guys like Jordan Spieth, I said Justin, Jordan Spieth and Tiger Woods, what they would have done. It's part of the reason that we don't necessarily watch golf, but we love Happy Gilmore, is Happy Gilmore represents how we think that golfers should react when they miss those shots. That kind of rage is completely warranted because that hole wasn't fair a lot of the time. And you know, I've played golf. I don't mind playing golf. I'm not a great golfer. I'm going to throw that out there. But I do enjoy the odd round of golf here and there, and I enjoy playing it. But if I was playing on one of those courses, there would be some rage. There would be plenty of holes where I'd be throwing my club in the air and going, you know what? Screw it. I'm done. No, I'm done on this hole. I'm done. And then I'll go to the next hole. I'll look at it. I'll look at where the green is. I'll look at the rolling hills between where I am and the green, and I'll be like, I'm going to go have a beer. And I don't even like beer. I will gladly poison myself with beer rather than continue on the course. It's that bad. Anyways, there you go. My feelings on the U.S. Open, which people won't see coming. Jordan Spieth. I knew it when I said it too. Anyways, I thought Rory McIlroy was supposed to be the face of the game, and everybody keeps waiting for the next guy that's going to be, oh, it's another Tiger Woods. Look, we got this new guy, and golf really isn't geared towards that. There's a lot of people that play golf. You make a lot of money. The one thing I will say for golf, and I respect golf, and I respect tennis, and I respect sports like this, is you only make the money you're justified in making. If you don't play well, you don't make the cut, you don't get paid. That's a lesson Happy Gilmore didn't teach us. So if you're basing your golf on Happy Gilmore, you're going to be disappointed when you watch real golfers. They don't all get the giant oversized checks, and Grandma doesn't get her house back because he sucked at it, and he wouldn't have made any money. So there you go. Thanks for watching. Hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through, and if you're worried that I'm not talking about soccer today, don't worry. I'm watching this game between Croatia and Nigeria, which might be the easiest two teams to tell apart that I've ever seen in a soccer game, but we'll get to that later. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll talk to you again soon.